even though he's rough around the edges and a street guy, he's a smart guy.
I'm here with Steve Schirripa to talk about Blue Bloods, which is exciting. Congrats on season 13. You guys excited for the new year?
Yeah. Everything's good, man. We're shooting in the middle of, what are we doing? Episode 9 out of 21.
Oh,
We're just chugging along. Everything's good.
yeah. Well, in this season, Erin is running for district attorney, and that has the chance to really change her relationship with Anthony. Are you guys? Will we still see them working together even if she gets the new job?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens with the job. But right now, they're working together. But this season, Anthony's been with Danny. He's worked with Henry, Pops. Yep. He's worked with Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie's. You guys are working together with Jamie this week. The episode there is this week.
Friday night. This week we got a big one.
Yep.
I'm trying to think who else. And then I'm with Erin mostly. Yeah.
You need your own story with Tom Selleck. Have you been trying to get that?
I've been on the show. I joined the show in 2015, so it's 7 years, 8 seasons, 7 years, and I did one scene with him, 2 scenes. I did one scene, me and him, and then I was at the family dinner in last year's finale.
Yeah.
So only twice I've been on camera with Tom Selleck.
What was that like to finally get that family dinner scene? I'm assuming you probably were like trying to get that for years since you came on.
I wanted it. I mean, there's not much you could do. Either they're going to put you in it or not. But yeah, it was great. That was a badge of honor to sit at the family table, and we served Italian food. So even though we didn't eat on camera, off to the side. Yeah. We had this incredible Italian food from the Bronx up on Arthur Avenue, which is, I don't know if you've ever been there. There's Little Italy in Manhattan and there's Little Italy in the Bronx. And we had some incredible food. So every break that we had, some of us would go and eat that food off camera. So it was great. So I really enjoyed that very much, honestly. And I was very proud of that, for real. I'm not just saying that. That was kind of a big deal. I enjoyed that. Also, this season, I'm working for the first time with Abigail.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, in Frank Reagan's office. Yeah, we have some stuff together.
Oh, that's cool. So they've obviously prepared you in case Erin's a little bit too busy being district attorney.
Well, she's doing her thing, but... we'll see let's see where it goes. I mean, I don't know. So far, there hasn't been any a vote yet. There hasn't been, hasn't happened yet. So we'll see.
Oh, don't want to count the chickens before they hatch, Well, you must have gotten to know Bridget Moynihan so much over the past 8 years. How have the two influenced your performances over that time?
Well, first of all, I've worked with a lot of great actresses, a lot, and she's as good as any of them. I mean, she's very underrated actress as far as I'm concerned. She's always prepared. She's incredibly smart, which is why she's directing. She directed one last season, and she's directing at least one this season. Really knows her stuff, really smart. I love working with her. She's always prepared. Never like, oh my God, she's going to be all over the place. I worked on a show, and I'm not going to mention what. And I worked on a show, and the actress was so unprepared all the time that at times I told her just to stand there for my eye line. And I'll just do all the talking. So I would just go, blah, 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 beep, 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 blah, 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 beep, beep, beep. Because she was throwing me off because she was all over the map.
Yeah.
Nothing against her personally. She was wonderful, but it just didn't work. With Bridget, I really enjoy her. She's a really nice person and really, really underrated as an actress and very smart. I mean, I don't pay attention. The cameras turn around. Listen, my philosophy, the least I know, the better.
You just want to act that scene.
Just
right?
let me hit my mark, say my lines. You want to give me notes? I'll do the best I can to accommodate, and I'm out. That's it. I know a lot of people like to direct. I mean, I've produced stuff. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I have not directed. I don't have any desire to do that.
So if they're ever like, oh, we have an episode here, we don't have a director yet, Steve, could you do it? You're just gonna.
Well, first of all, that'll never happen. Don't go and get the guy at the hot dog stand before me. But besides, no, it's just not my thing. I just don't pay attention that way. Camera, the lens, and the light. I just don't. I don't have that mindset. Some people absolutely love it. A lot of actors go into that, as we see, and they love it.
Yeah.
And they're very good at it. Bridget's very good at it. Very nice demeanor. As a director, got to have a nice atmosphere on set, make everyone feel comfortable so people can do their best work, and that's what I think a lot of the great directors do. And I've worked with quite a bit of them. And you have a guy like Clint Eastwood, who it's a beautiful set, very pleasant to be there. Bridget, when Bridget directs, it's pleasant. You know what I mean? You're kind of happy to be there. Oh, okay. As opposed to a guy throwing things and screaming at things and, that kind of guy,
Yeah. Do you think Aaron always sort of sees Anthony as like a second dad? Because like the episode that aired this past week, she just when Frank didn't endorse her and she needed some advice, and even if you guys get one scene in an episode, it's still it still sticks with you.
Yeah, I don't know about a second dad, but like an older brother. Obviously, she trusts Anthony. Obviously, Anthony is, even though he's rough around the edges and a street guy, he's a smart guy. And he knows his business. Might be an old school guy, but he knows his business. And I think she very much values what he has to say, even though they fight and they argue. Because Anthony's not going to take her crap, I mean, as a lot of people will. They come from completely different places.
Yeah.
She grew up in this law enforcement family. Anthony grew up on the streets of Jersey or Brooklyn and, became a cop like so many. Listen, I grew up with a lot of guys became cops and a lot of guys became mobsters,
Yeah. Well, I think that's why I'm really looking to Anthony working with Jamie, because again, those two characters, different worlds, and it's
going to teach Jamie a couple things this week.
Yeah, Anthony's going to be another mentor for him.
A little bit, and that's what happened when I worked with Eddie. Kind of became also, Vanessa, which I enjoyed very much. I think by now I've worked with every single character on the show.
Yeah.
The main characters, I think this season finishes that,
Oh, yeah. You got your checklist and everything, and it's all done.
You just kind of realize, hey, I don't think I've ever worked with her or him. Or, oh, okay,
Well, and there's also a lot of like Sopranos connections with Blue Bloods, because actors always seem to pop up. And like Michael Imperioli was on. Were you disappointed that when he was on, you didn't get to work with him there?
Yeah, very much so. I wanted to do something, and I think if he would have, I think at one point they asked him to do a couple of more, but he was tied up with another show. I think both times he couldn't.
Yeah.
They may have asked him to be the mayor, if I could be mistaken, but he was on an NBC show and now he's on White Lotus. So he hasn't, which is coming out soon.
Yeah.
I would have very much loved to work with him. and somehow, I don't know if how he was the attorney general on Blue Blood, so I don't know if we would ever cross paths, but somehow maybe they would have made that happen. I think a lot of the reason a lot of the actors, it's a New York show.
Yeah.
There's only so many New York actors to go around, you know. Believe it or not, when the creators of the show, you know, Robin Green and Mitch Burgess, I never did the show. I didn't get on till they were long gone, you know.
Yeah.
So some soprano actors come through here and there. I would have liked to work with Michael, or at least, you know, I thought a funny thing might have been, you know, just cross each other in the hallway and kind of talk to each other. I thought that might be funny, you know, just kind of how you doing, good thing, and keep going.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I'll be back someday. Who knows, you know.
Well, you guys did that podcast together, and I saw in Michael's latest New York Times profile, it mentioned that David Chase wanted to write a new thing for you guys together. Yeah. Have you heard anything new about that? Was he just a mentioning and passing?
I was asked at one point if I was interested, and I said yes. Of course, anything David and Michael do, I want to be a part of, and that's all I've heard. Yeah, that's the last I've heard. So, you know, hopefully at some point, I believe they're both working on it. They're writing it together, and let's see what happens. You know, Michael, we did the podcast together. We did a movie together years ago that he directed. We did another movie together where he was the lead. I played his friend, Stu Unger. We wrote New York Times best-selling book together, Woke Up This Morning. We do a live show together. So we do a lot of stuff. We're close friends, you know.
Yeah.
And I enjoy working with him. We seem to be in sync, you know, and, you know, it's like working with one of your best buddies.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. He's a very talented guy. And so we'll see. Yeah, I just was asked if I was interested. And, of course, anything that they're doing, I'm interested.
Well, before we go, I had one more question. You've done a really great job of diversifying your career, because so many character actors who start out playing mobsters like you did, you know, kind of get stuck in there. But you've done like The Secret Life of an American Teenager, and you've done Blue Bloods, and these. You know, has it been important to you to make sure you get those kind of roles outside of The Sopranos since the show was over?
I mean, it didn't happen by accident.
Yeah.
You know, I knew very much. Okay, listen, I didn't have a career before The Sopranos, right? I had worked, but I certainly didn't make a living at it. You know, I had a full-time job my first season on the show. I knew that they want to put you in a box, right? You know, you're this guy, and that you're always going to be that guy. Okay, look, I'm a big guy. I have a gravelly voice. I have a thick Brooklyn accent. I wasn't going to play an English professor. I knew that, right?
Yeah.
I know that I'm not going to disappear like Christian Bale, you know, or Gary Oldman, where every time, you know, a lot of actors play versions of themselves, right? And then there's a lot of actors that completely disappear, and you go, wow, incredible, right?
Yeah.
Even like a Tom Hanks, right? But they're different guys all the time. Okay. So I knew that. I made a conscious effort to turn down a lot of this mobby crap that I've done, that I've been offered since. Most of it is garbage. Just movies that you're never going to see, low budget movies, the same old dialogue. I'll break your head. You break my head. I'll break your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't interest me as an actor at all. You know, unless there was something spectacular. The Sopranos was brilliant. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that there's not another great mob show coming down the pipe. I'm sure there is, but you know, so I conscious effort. And when I got Secret Life of the American Teenager, just playing a suburban dad, I loved that. And I did that for 5 years. And that really helped me getting Blue Blood. So it wasn't just you're a mob guy, mob guy, mob guy, mob guy, you know? Okay, I'm a blue collar guy. I like that better, you know? And blue collar guys are doctors and chefs and, you know, lawyers and, you know, so a conscious effort to turn down that kind of stuff, you know. And I'm very, very happy playing a detective, and they write some great stuff for me on Blue Bloods. They're terrific writers, and very, very happy. Yeah.
Yep. Well, that sounds like a really good point to end on. Steve, thank you so much for taking 15 minutes to talk to us today, and wish you the best of luck on the rest of the season.